Hi.
We are. Hey, hello. This is Linda Jurek, Executive Director of Visigow County, and we are on the Gunflint Trail for our last Foodie Fridays of May. And we are at Poplar Haus with
Brian Gerard
and
Lily Nelson Peterson.
And behind the camera today,
Cheers to Vic.
we're so excited to be here today to visit Poplar Haus. It's going to be great. But first, we want to hear a little bit about the lake we're on. So let's just take a peek. Poplar Lake. Been here a long time. Do you ever see moose out here?
We do. You know, occasionally there's a mom and her calves will swim back and forth to the island for a little safety in the spring. So we see them out there. We've seen them right on the
How
property.
cool
too.
is that?
Yeah,
Give us a
super cool.
thumbs up on that one, peeps out there.
Yeah.
Right? Come on. Show us some
Yes.
love. Show us some love.
We're full of moose up here.
So, Brian,
Yeah.
you're pretty new to Poplar Haus, which was the old Wendigo
Correct.
Lodge.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about how you got to Cook County and why here.
People ask that question a lot. I've gotten pretty good at telling this story, but you know, it really was sort of a happy accident. You know, my wife and I had come up here camping several times, and we would hang out at Bearskin Lodge. That's where we used to camp, and
Cool.
we ended up at Trail Center one day, and I ran into a friend that was working at Trail Center that I hadn't seen in 7 years, that I used to work at a different restaurant with, and she sent us up here to buy a bottle of wine, and we saw a for sale sign, and 6 months later we bought it.
That's a great story.
We literally would have taken a right out of Trail Center and went back to Bearskin and never knew it existed had I not run into her. So
Oh my God.
we weren't lodge shopping or anything like that. It was a complete and total happy accident.
That is, you have partners, so
Correct.
tell us
Yep.
a little bit
Yep.
about that.
So my partner, our partners, are my wife and I, and then there's another couple, Kippy and Lindsay. We used to work in restaurants together back in the city. We always kind of talked about doing something together. We were looking at a number of options in the city. One that, you know, some things were the right thing, some things were the wrong thing. They didn't pan out for one reason or another. This thing just really spoke to us, and it was the right time. And the day that we found it, we ran back to Grand Marais to get cell service, and we called Kippy and Lindsay, and they came up the following week, and we agreed to make a go of it. And 6 months later, we bought it.
That's
That is incredible.
fantastic.
So had you looked for a lot of years, or was it just kind of like,
Not-
something popped up?
Certainly not up here. I mean, in the city, yes.
Right.
I had a number of concepts on the table in the city that just didn't work out for one reason or another. You know, whether it was a real estate thing.
Okay.
But it just
And when you say the city, you're talking Minneapolis, St. Paul?
Correct.
Minneapolis.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
So you know, it was
Hey,
right-
Minneapolis friends.
Yeah. We were.
You
all
could
work-
be here too.
Yeah, we were working restaurants in the city. I lived in the North Loop, and I worked in the North Loop, and we had a restaurant in the North Loop where we all met.
Oh wow.
That I tried to buy from the owners, and then we tried to. When that didn't work out, we explored a number of other concepts that just didn't work out for one reason or another. And we were working jobs for a few years, and then this just kind of fell in our lap. It found, like I like to say, this place found us. We didn't find it. You know, we weren't searching for it. It really found us.
I think that's a story that we hear oftentimes
Yeah.
on the Gunflint Trail. People find their way up here, and then they
Yeah.
don't ever want to leave.
That's kind of what it was. You know,
right?
you always have these sort of pie in the sky dreams of like, how could we open a little cafe, or maybe we put a trailer on a piece of land and eventually end up here.
Right.
It just happened a lot faster than we
That's awesome.
Cool.
thought it would.
And this place, you know, we're talking about Foodie Fridays, but there's cabins here too, so you can
Correct.
stay on site.
Yeah, we have 5 cabins, 2 tent campsites right down by the lakeside here as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Great food, and you have off-sale liquor.
Correct. Yes, that's a
So
good
that's
thing
a
to
good
mention.
thing to mention.
We are the only liquor store on the Gunflint Trail.
There you go.
That will ever be, so.
With lodging.
Correct,
And a liquor
yeah,
store.
yeah.
And food.
One-stop
on
shop.
Foodie
One-stop
Friday.
shop.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go inside, because I think
Okay.
I really want to hear a lot about what inspired you. Having grown up
Yeah.
here myself, and Lily and a lot of
Yeah.
us knowing what
Yeah.
once was.
Sure.
And the incredible changes you've made. So let's
Yeah.
Sounds great. Let's
entice our watchers to come
take a walk
inside, and let's take a look.
go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I really love about the interior of this place is all the tiny little tweaks and unique things you've done. Like, you didn't have to stack the wood that way, but it's awesome.
It was redone multiple times to make it look like it was normal.
Oh, really?
you know what I mean. We thought about it. It's funny, you think you're just stacking logs, but
Yeah.
it's like there's actually some thought behind it.
And it has this really great feeling. You have some local art in here, which is awesome.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, so you know, when we first set foot in here, I saw an empty building. I saw a really nice vaulted ceiling. We saw, I should say, and the view is what it's really all about.
Right.
And so we just thought about how we could open this up.
Did you do the work yourself? You and your partners?
No, absolutely. I mean,
absolutely not.
we did as much as we were capable of.
Okay.
But, we have a lot of great friends and great partners and contractors from up here, from the city. Rovan Furniture, who does restaurant furniture in the city, did all of our tons of woodwork here.
Oh, I just absolutely love it.
There's a number of people that combine on this project, so we designed it. We had an idea, and our good friends Marcia Bogre and Christian Wagner at Studio Vice helped us bring our vision to life.
When I like the tongue and groove along the stair, or on there, goes down the stairwell, it's just beautiful.
That's all Kristen, man. She was just amazing. She sat down with us for a couple hours, and I was like, we really love vintage stuff. We love the 70s. It was like, how do we turn this into a modern slash rustic project? She knew how to pull it all off.
When did you officially open? Because I know we were all kind of waiting. It's like, come on,
there's a few different dates that are the Super Bowl weekend of 2017. We started secretly sort of opening the bar, but we still had a plywood floor, and we just came to we were ready to go. Like last year, Memorial Day is our official. That's when everything was running. Cool. So it was our 1-year anniversary last year.
So do you host events?
We do. Yeah, we do weddings. Live music. Yeah, we try to just do about 3 weddings a year.
Keep it manageable.
We just would just be disappointed too many people if we close the place off. Like people want to come here, so we do 3 weddings a year, which are 3 again this year. We have a couple scheduled for 2020 already.
And you did some events this winter, right?
Correct. Yeah, a lot of live music and karaoke, things like that. We're going to do a tiki party on the deck in August. Correct.
Make sure you let us know.
It's called Getting Tiki with
Getting Tiki with I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, should we have a chair, or what do you think?
Do you guys want to go take a peek in the kitchen?
I would love to.
Why don't we do that?
I didn't know we got to do that.
So you can see what the food's going.
Hi. What do we have today?
So I'm finishing up our weekend special. We're doing a gnocchi. So boil some potatoes, pan roll it, and then we're going to cook it up with some mushrooms, blue cheese, and pancetta.
Okay, so this is the first time in my life because I didn't think you could ever homemade gnocchi. I've always just gone and bought it in the store. So wow, that's awesome. Okay, good. Go ahead.
You want to go take a peek?
Here. Cheers, Steve. Let's check this out.
Start with some thyme and some butter. We got these little guys all blanched off. Put them in there.
Whoa, that looks good.
Wow. Some crispy pancetta.
Give us the love on this one out there, Facebook friends. Wow.
I wish they could smell it though, you know? Like,
Right.
you know.
We can smell it.
You guys?
Yeah.
The aroma is intoxicating.
Wow.
And then we have some preserved oyster mushrooms.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, does that look fabulous?
Teddy, wait for the camera.
Hi.
Keep working on all our in-house aioli.
Oh, yum.
So, did you bring this recipe with you?
Yeah, it's actually like one of my favorite gnocchi recipes ever. It's super simple, but it's like it's so good and hearty because you include a little bit of the tomato skin in it, so it gives it a little bit more earthiness. And then a little bit of blue cheese sauce.
Ooh.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh, my mouth is just watering.
That looks amazing.
So homemade aioli being made in the background and homemade gnocchi. Yeah, liking it.
Kip has almost everything you could possibly do in the house.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, dude.
Oh, Lindsay, hi. I'm one of the owners as well. Unfortunately, Kip is on a fishing trip.
Fortunately for him.
I know. These are his amazing staff.
That's part of the benefit of living here is that you don't have to travel to go on vacation.
We're a big fan of like foraging and fishing, so now that if we have 20 minutes, it's right on. We couldn't ask for any better friends.
Perfect.
I think Brian's got some things for you.
Okay,
Perfect.
I'll bring this on out for you guys.
all right, thank you. I can't
We get to
wait.
eat that too. That's going to be amazing.
Now you're coming out here.
Are you going to sit with us?
Oh my.
I need to keep making another cocktail.
Okay.
for
Look
you
at
guys,
those
too.
French fries.
Wow.
Yeah, this little flat cut French fry has been it's the coolest.
These are the duck wings.
Yeah.
They're my favorite, and you know, you've all seen me eat on Foodie Fridays. This is going to be the spectacular eating of a duck wing on Foodie Friday.
The messiest.
The messiest and most. Yes.
So duck wings, you know, it's just a beautiful leg of duck. Basically, people ask us all the time, like, are your duck wings actually duck? Like, it turns out they are.
No, we're
You know,
faking it.
So it's our little take on the chicken wings. So we do duck legs. They're breaded and deep fried with a little bit of sesame seed and sort of an Asian glaze. Along with that, we're going to do basically a soju martini. Which soju is a Korean liqueur. Soju, ginger, elderflower, a little bit of bitters on top of that to sort of complement this vibe. And there you go. Have a sip. See what you-
Wow.
If you ever go to Korea, you can't get away from soju. So.
I'm gonna have one of these right now just because
I think it's
like
important that you do.
it's the grand finale.
Oh, Lucia.
Ooh, that's really good.
These are amazing. Try them. Get up here to Poplar Haus, mid-trail on the Gunflint Trail, which is a scenic byway, a paved road, not a true trail. Give us some love out there.
It's a big question we get all the time too. Like, so is it a trail? Like, do I have to? Like, it's a scenic byway.
Right.
It's a well paved. So
Oh my gosh.
I want to get some wine ready for the next course that's about to come out, which is the gnocchi we just filmed. Alicante from Tuscany.
Okay, are you gonna have it one of these or mine?
No, I'll have
That you guys can share.
Tell us about this, Brian.
Yep. So that's our pulled pork sandwich. You know, we do it all from scratch in house. You know, we don't stray from a traditional recipe. We take a lot of good care about it. Brown sugar, mustard, coleslaw, a little bit of green apple slice on the bottom. It's a brioche bun.
I'm just gonna
And
pick
just-
up the whole thing.
That's the way to do it. It's a messy thing. It's perfect.
See that
That's kinda
apple
how it
in
should
there?
be.
Ready?
I don't mean to.
Really good.
And there's our gnocchi.
This is like,
Oh,
And then I'll have dessert in a little bit.
Wow.
yum.
Oh my goodness.
should definitely this wine with that is gonna sing.
Okay.
Nice.
Really. I'm eating all of it. When we go off, I will be eating all of this, people.
By herself.
By myself. No.
Just sharing.
I will share. Okay. So we all just saw this being prepared, which is the gnocchi. You guys say the ingredients because you're better at it than I am. Blue cheese.
Yeah. So it's blue cheese, pancetta, preserved oyster mushrooms, a little bit of fresh thyme on top, Christmas pancetta. You see a little bit of orange there as well. House-made gnocchi.
You want a bite, Kirsty?
Uh-huh.
Here comes. Gotta take care of our
Like I said,
KJ.
this is as near to me as it is to it. So we like to keep it fresh at Poplar Haus. So.
Something about these mushrooms.
Those are so delicate. It's like eating pillows of clouds that are full of flavor.
Little pillows. Wow, that's really good.
Amazing.
Cheese lovers are gonna love this.
And what are we pairing it this with?
Exactly. So this is an Alicante, which is a region of Tuscany. So Grenache based wine. It's just a really nice summer kind of funky high tannin red.
Oh, I love it.
That I would think would go really well with blue cheese.
Try that
Yep.
with the blue cheese.
It's kind of like a play on wine, it's wine and cheese.
That's what you think about. Like whenever I'm pairing something with something, pick out one ingredient. Don't think really about the whole thing. Like what's going to make the blue cheese thing on that. And that.
Seriously, what would you like us to do?
Water.
Water? Oh. You want water? You want water? No.
And then we have the
Wow.
So it's a rhubarb panna cotta. So it's a creme fraiche panna cotta on the bottom, a vanilla rhubarb jam, rhubarb Riesling brunita with coconut cardamom twirls, and then some rhubarb ribbons.
It's seriously too pretty to eat.
You gotta eat it.
I will. No,
It's gorgeous.
You should drink an Aperol spritz alongside.
Okay, but I want to see that down there first.
Yeah, I know we got a burger. We got so much going on. We also have our
Yes.
old fashioned here, which
Oh, wow.
I think is a really nice way.
Okay, what do you want to talk about first? The old fashioned or the burger?
You're overwhelming us with all this food.
I know. It's
There's so many good
We don't
options.
got so much time here, people.
Okay. So,
So our old fashioned. This is Buffalo Trace bourbon, a little bit of Angostura Amaro, some Bohemian bitters, a little bit of Demerara syrup. Pretty much goes good with anything already on our menu.
that's really, really good.
It's just a it's a nice sweet bittery take. A good way to take your whiskeys.
A good way to take my whiskey.
Yeah, right. Because some people,
People don't know me as a whiskey drinker,
Right.
but
That's what I'm saying.
really
It
good.
makes sense. Yeah.
Well, and part of what makes it really good,
Buffalo Trace?
Tell us.
Buffalo Trace bourbon.
part of what makes it really good is having somebody who's a really good mixologist. And Brian, can you tell us a little bit about how you craft that perfect cocktail? Because you are, in addition to fabulous food and excellent scenery,
You have a reputation.
And I literally do so much of it just on the fly. I change our old fashioned constantly. I just whatever I feel like. If a new whiskey comes in my face, I'm just like, how do we turn this into an old fashioned? Different bitters, different profiles, different syrups, and I just like to have fun with it. Same as the kitchen gets to have fun with food, and I like to have fun with cocktails. We could sit here all day and pour the standards, but it's just it's fun for me. So.
Have you always done that?
Not really. No. I mean, I was a club DJ and record label owner for 20 years,
Oh, yeah.
and I kind of kept bartending jobs on the side because that's not always consistent money. And I bartended a little bit here and there, and I was a server, and I snuck into restaurant management. And one day, my good friends at the Smack Jack said, "You should come up with a craft cocktail menu." This was right at the kind of boom of that whole thing, and I was like, "I can do that." And I couldn't. but I learned it, and it's kind of a fake it till you make it thing. And I started doing it, and I did it there for 4.5, 5 years, and I took it with me up here. So I've done more bartending up here than I ever have in my life.
So
And you teach classes on this
Right.
every once in a while.
They just asked, it was the same sort of deal. They asked me to do it, and I was like, sure, I can do that. And it helps me learn to teach. So
right. So I want to hang a little bit on the DJ thing.
yeah.
Because what you will find at Poplar Haus, people out there, is an incredible collection of vinyl. And vinyl kind of, started its craze and come back.
Yep, yeah, it has come
I have a
back.
feeling it probably never left you.
It never left me. No, I've been collecting records since I was 7 years old. Never stopped.
So when we were talking about coming here, we were asking Brian, what's the best food and beverage pairing with music, and we came up with.
Well, there's a million ways to go, and it depends on your mood and your scenery and everything. But the first thing you should always do is just grab a Neil Young record, because it pretty much goes with everything up here. We're right on the Canadian border. Why don't we go throw one up?
Yes, do that. Go check it out.
have a few bites of that.
I'm gonna come back for my burger bite because you have to see me bite into the juicy burger. But check out this collection, folks. Thumbs up on that one, right?
Yeah, this is a very minor amount of my insane record collection.
Oh my gosh.
I have probably 5,000 or so records.
Do you allow your guests to make requests?
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
A lot of people, people love to come back and look through it. And they're like, I haven't seen that record forever. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I'm happy to throw it. If it's in here, it's meant to be played.
Right.
So I have
I might have some old vinyl to contribute to you.
You should.
Oh my God, look at that.
It's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything here. We go new, we go old, but it's pretty much everything you need in the world musically.
Okay,
And you have a unique record setup because it's not playing through a traditional analog
I
speakers.
have it playing through a DJ mixer. You know, that's just kind of because this allows me to change. I can play from computer. I can play from the TV. I can do whatever. So.
A bartender's or a DJ's favorite things.
Bartend at the same time.
Okay, I really need to try the burger. So tell me about the burger. Because it looks like tremendous.
We do a house ground patty where we grind a little bacon right into the patty. So it's chuck and bacon right in it. That's the whole deal.
Right in the patty.
Can you hear Brian?
It's, instead of a slice of cheese, we do a cheese fondue. I'm going to turn this music on.
Okay. First, you saw this. The hand-cut, wonderful, yummy French
They're
fries.
super good. I've been sneaking them.
I'm not going to have one of those quite yet because I know I'll mess myself up. So look at this burger, you guys. Zoom in on that deliciousness.
Explain the cheese again.
So it's a cheese fondue basically. So we use it's sort of a pre-melted cheese. So it's a little bit of Swiss, it's a little bit of American, and so we just kind of put the cheese right on it, and it kind of melts right into the burger immediately instead of having to melt a slice of cheese.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Pickles on the bottom, so it'll hit your tongue with a little bit of acid first.
And what's this?
The fat's up top. What's that? Oh, no, that's what did I pour for you guys? I poured it's the Surly one-man mosh pit. Nice little IPA with the burger. You gotta have a
Goes
little.
well with the DJ scene.
Yeah, right.
One-man mosh pit.
One-man mosh pit, burger.
It's a little limited release from Surly.
Okay.
Awesome. So then is the last thing to try now the dessert?
Yeah.
We're going to have to
God.
dive right into this.
all this.
I want to try that
I know,
cocktail.
you got so much
I
stuff.
do too. What is this?
So that's your Aperol Spritz. So Aperol is an Italian sort of a rhubarb-based liqueur, which goes really well with
Does
that.
it need to be
because
stirred?
I would say that's what I was just going to
just
do.
curious.
No, it does because it's basically Aperol, Prosecco, and a little bit of soda water. I put a little Cointreau in there as well. They amplify the orange flavor. But it's a
Want to sip juice tea?
traditionally an aperitif cocktail. Usually
There it
it's a
goes.
pre-dinner thing, but it just goes so well with that. If you were sitting on the deck, you could throw that.
You always have to take care of your marketing manager.
Refreshing.
This is her brainchild, and she's just done a wonderful job all month long. Hats off, Visico County. We're at Poplar Haus. If you're just coming on mid-trail on the Gunflint Trail, and we are visiting with Brian, one of the 4 owners, and we've had pulled pork, duck wings, a incredible juicy burger. This is like to die for, worth the drive all the way from wherever you're driving from.
That'll be our
Because
special this weekend.
that's the special
This weekend and
It's
this
the
weekend
meal.
only.
And
this weekend only.
Which is what's fun about Poplar Haus, because they throw out these things and we all get to try them. And now we are having this dessert, which is got something with rhubarb and
Yeah, so basically it's a rhubarb granita on top, so it's like a shaved ice. Then there's a fresh rhubarb jam below that, and then panna cotta below that. So just kind of start digging around, and you'll find layers of flavor.
I'm going to try a layer of everything.
That's the way to do it.
so fresh, so yummy.
Yeah, so we do fresh juice. We got rhubarb. We juiced it fresh in house, and then made jam and everything from it. So I shouldn't say we. Jackie is she's the lead on our pastry program. She's just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
KJ, are we missing anything?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
I think so. You got to come up here to find out the rest of it.
It's
Get
true.
the rest of the story.
The rest of the story
At
happens
Poplar
when you
Haus
sit here.
Brian.
That's it, yeah.
And make sure to try all
Oh, goodness.
of the beverages.
Try a little bite of Vanny while you're at it. Hi, Matt.
Well, thank you, Brian. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Hey, and if you have any ideas, because this is our last Foodie Friday of 2019, we'll be back next year, or maybe sooner, who knows. Send them to us. If you'd like to experience another place on the North Shore or another food, I'm sure we can test Brian and the crew here to try something new all the time. So, Linda Jurek, Executive Director of Visit Cook County, thanks for joining us today. I'm going to eat. And Lily. And KJ. And Brian.